Good morning to my dear student. Hope you are very much fine as well as safe and you are going through whatever is being taught. So today we are with our fifth chapter. So welcome to my class. So according to me, still I have not uploaded the question answer of chapter 4, I think so. So today I'll be uploading the same chapter. And whatever I am teaching, try to understand it, because the snap of the pages I won't be uploading. The snap, the picture of the pages of the chapter, it won't be uploaded. So whatever point I am discussing it, try to understand it and try to follow it and go through the complete video. Go through the complete video and subscribe to our school channel so that you'll be getting the notification. Always you'll be getting the notification whatever videos are being uploaded, and it will be very much helpful for you all. Okay, so that you won't be missed with the videos. So try to subscribe the channel. Okay, so let us continue with the fifth chapter. Motions of the earth. See here, the earth, the sun is the center, the sun is at the center, okay, and the earth, it revolves, okay, around the sun. So they both are the part of solar system. They both are the part of solar system. The earth, it revolves on its own orbit. It is called orbit. And when you draw the earth, okay, this is called its axis. It spins on its axis. It spins on its axis. It is imaginary. Imaginary means just you think it. Okay, just it is imagine that an axis is there. It is imaginary line. Okay, like you can see the top. The top spins on the needle. So when you play the top, okay, when you throw the tops with the thread, help of thread on the ground, so the tops, it fully revolves in the full swing. In the full swing, the top revolves. Okay, the top, it rotates on its, okay, this way. Okay, and in circular direction it revolves also, you can see, and its spin also means it rotates on its own axis. So this is what we say as axis, and when it make a circular movement, that is called as revolution. Okay, and when it rotates, it is called rotation. Okay, I mean to say that there are two movements of the earth, that is rotation and revolution. This is the motion of the earth. Okay, there are two movements, okay, of the earth, rotation and revolution. So let's see. Rotation and revolution. See here, rotation, it causes change in season, and revolution, it causes there is a mistake. Rotation, plus opposite I have written, it causes day and night. Rotation causes day and night, and revolution causes change in seasons. Okay. Rotation causes day and night. The day and night occurs because of rotation and the change of season. Okay, normally you can see our Indian calendar with the 4 main season. They are summer, winter, monsoon, as well as you can say autumn. These are the 4 main season which our country has. So when there is a change in these all season, it is called as revolution. And when there is day and night, now you can see a morning, a day, and after when it reaches after 6, then it will be a night, then that is due to rotation. Let me explain with the help of this, a diagram. Let me explain. See here. Take this as the sun, the rays of the sun, Take this as the earth. It is North Pole and it is South Pole. These are latitudes and these are longitudes. So what is there? See here. This is axis, you can say imaginary line, and it is also imaginary line. So let's divide the earth into 2 halves. Just divide the earth into 2 halves. The part of the earth, the part of the earth which faces the sun, it is facing the sun, so it is receiving the complete light, means it is day. And this part is not facing the light of the sun, means this part is night. Again, when it will rotate and it will come front and it will go back, means this part will be day and this part will be night. So it is called as the rotation. It is called as the rotation. So the earth takes 24 hours to complete one rotation. The earth takes 24 hours to complete one rotation. Hence, one complete day on the earth is 24 hours long. One complete total day, full day, is 24 hours long. So this is a continuous process. This day and night, it is a continuous process. It should not stop. So next come to revolution. Next come to our second point as here, revolution. Revolution means the change of the season. Change of the season. Here you can take the sun in the middle and you can make the orbit this way, and you can make the earth this way, and it just revolves in circular movement. So the movement of the earth, it is on the fixed path. It is on the fixed path. It is called as orbit. As I told you earlier also, the movement of the earth, it is on the fixed path. It is called orbit. You can see the diagram here. The earth completes one revolution. The earth completes one revolution in 365 1/4 days. The earth completes one rotation in 365 1/4 days. Okay, so 1/4 days means the fourth part of one day. Means 24 hours, if you divide by 4, how much you will get? You will get 6. Okay, see here. 24 hours, if you divide by 4, you will get 6 hours. So you can say 365 days and plus 6 hours. So that's why after every 4 years, 365 plus after every 4 years, after every 4 years, 365 plus 6 for the 24. Means 24 means 1 day. This is hour. 365 plus 1 day will give you 366 days. Means it is called as leap year. It is called as leap year. After every 4 years, there is a leap year. 365 days plus 1/4 days. Understood? You can do it in other way also, like this. 1/4 into 4, 4 cancel. So how much left? 365 plus 1 is equal to 366 days. You can use your own method to find. But in a leap year, there are how many days? 366 days. So effects of revolution. What are the effects of revolution? So see here. So what are the effects? There are normally how much season? 4 seasons are there. Summer is there. What is there? Winter is there. Let me go ahead into your book. Spring is there. And autumn is there. So what is this here? So summer, it is the hottest. It is the hottest season. Summer is the hottest season. And temperature varies from place to place. Summer is the hottest season and the temperature varies from place to place. Hilly area, plain area, lower area, coastal area, it depends upon. During summer, the desert area is at the extreme, means most of the heat is there, and in the hilly area, the climate will be, you can find a comfortable one. Coastal area, little bit warm. Plain area, you know it. So summer actually terms the season of heatness. Winter, again, it is just opposite of summer. It is cold. It is cold, and it falls between autumn and spring. Between autumn and spring, winter is there. Here the days are actually shorter. The days are short and the nights are lengthier. The days are short and the nights are longer in winter season. Spring, it falls between winter and summer. Between winter and summer, spring comes. Between winter and summer, what comes? Spring comes. So So the length of the day increases as the season progresses. The length of the day in spring, the length of the day it increases, okay, as the season progresses. Okay, and autumn, it falls between summer and winter. Autumn, it falls between winter and summer. Okay, understood? And the night falls early and the temperature starts becoming cool. This nights fall early means days are short, okay, and the nights are lengthier in autumn season. And spring season, days are longer, okay, and winter season, days are shorter, nights are longer. In summer season, days are longer and nights are shorter. Okay, these are the effects of the revolution. Okay, now let us discuss the Earth's hemisphere. Okay, the Earth's hemisphere. Here, the Earth has two hemispheres. Upper one is called northern hemisphere, and down one is called southern hemisphere. Here you can see it is North Pole, and here you can see South Pole, and this line you can see it is called as equator. It is at 0 degree. Okay, understood? This is the Earth's hemisphere. So here, so upper one is northern hemisphere, lower one is southern hemisphere. This is called the North Pole. It is, okay, the coldest area of the Earth, and this is also the coldest area of the Earth, because, okay, they doesn't get, okay, the complete sun rays. This area, they doesn't give the complete sun rays. Okay, mostly some of the part, okay, this area 6 months of day and 6 months of nights are there, you can see. Okay, because of the tilt, this way it is tilt. See here, tilt of the Earth is there. Okay, so let's come to the revolution of the Earth causes the season. Okay, revolution of the Earth causes the season. Let me draw the diagram for you all. Okay, so it is very interesting fact, and as well the month is also mentioned. Okay, as we have studied the 4-month season. Okay, this is the sun. Okay, Earth, I am drawing this diagram. See here, this diagram I am drawing. North Pole, okay, South Pole, okay. Though the diagram is not perfect, try to understand it, okay, so it is for you only. So see here this part and this part, both the part. Okay, the rays of the sun, it gets this way. Here, the rays of the sun, I'm making it straight. So this way the rays of the sun is distributed. See here, rays of the sun. It is in the month of March and in the month of December. This is month of the September and this is month of the June. So see here, in June the earth is tilted in such a manner, okay, that the north pole faces the sun. North pole is facing the sun. See here, north pole is facing the sun. When the north pole faces the sun, places in the northern hemisphere get more sunlight. When the north pole is facing the sun, so you can see here, the places of the north pole, okay, it gets the maximum sunlight. It gets the maximum sunlight. Here what happens, making the days as longer and nights shorter. Here the days become too long and the nights become very, very short. Okay, this is the result in day. Okay, results in days becoming hotter. It's summer in the northern hemisphere during this time. So what happened here? This is why here the places, okay, in June it is very, very hot because the north pole, it faces the sun directly. Okay. So let us discuss. So position A, this is a position A, this is a position B, this is a position C, and this is a position D. So let us discuss the position A as it is given in the book. Let us discuss from here. Okay. As the earth spins, the sun never sets at the north pole during this time of the year. As the north pole and places around it have continuous sunlight, there is no night in these areas during this period. As I told earlier also, 6 months of day and night. So this here it resembles here. What happens? It faces directly. It faces directly. And when it turns also, it will be here only. This area will be here only. If it is turning also, okay, if it is rotating also, it is coming here on fixed area only it is. So what it is there? So it faces the continuous day in the, okay, it faces the continuous day. Night is not there. Night is not there. Okay, there is no night in these areas during this period. Okay. So now let us find out what happens to the southern hemisphere during this time. Okay, position A. The south pole is tilted away. See a south pole, this pole. Okay, whether it is rotating, okay, but it is not getting any sunlight. Is it getting any sunlight? No, it is not getting any sunlight. It is just rotating and is, okay, spinning on its own area. See here. So the rays of the sun that fall on the south pole and southern hemisphere are less direct. The days are short as the sun rises late and sets early. The southern hemisphere has winter during this time. This area, it has winter during this time. Southern hemisphere, this hemisphere. Okay, southern hemisphere. Okay, and this is northern hemisphere. So it is the opposite that what happens at the north pole and the northern hemisphere during this time. The south pole and the places around it have continuous darkness, that is they have continuous night. Similar way, like here they have a continuous day, okay, during this time in the month of June. So here in this time they have a complete night in south pole because here sun cannot reach here. Sun cannot reach here. When the sun cannot reach here, then from where they will get the light? If they will not get the light, it means it is a continuous night. Now let us come to our section B. In the in the month of September. Okay, March and September, it is March and September. This will take this. Okay, first let us discuss. Okay, here directly here, because here we have highlighted the North Pole, let us highlight the South Pole also in the December. Okay. So in December, the South Pole is tilted towards the Sun and the North Pole is tilted away from it. See, just opposite. Here what is happening? Okay, here just opposite. Here South Pole is facing the Sun and North Pole is away. North Pole is not facing the Sun. Okay, North Pole is not facing the Sun. So what happens? Therefore, the southern hemisphere has the continuous day. It is facing the complete Sun, means they have continuous day. And it is not facing the Sun, they have the continuous night. Just the same. Okay, here North Pole is facing, here South Pole is facing. Here South Pole is not facing Sun, here North Pole is not facing the Sun. Here North Pole has complete day, here South Pole has complete day. Here South Pole has continuous darkness, means night. Here North Pole has continuous darkness and night. So this is okay. Hope you have understood this. Next, come to our point B and D. B and D. Okay, this way we will be explaining. Okay, diagonally. So in March and September, both the North Pole and the South Poles are at an equal distance. Okay, March and September. March and September. Both the North Pole and the South Poles. Okay, North Pole and South Pole and the North Pole. Okay. So see what is happening here. Hence in March, the northern hemisphere, in the March, okay, northern hemisphere has spring while the southern hemisphere has autumn. Okay. In March what happens? The northern hemisphere has spring. Northern hemisphere has spring and southern hemisphere has autumn. Okay. So in September it is the opposite. In September it is just opposite. So what is happening here? Here the northern hemisphere has autumn and southern hemisphere has spring. Okay. So therefore, when we have summer in India, it is winter in Australia. So therefore, when we have summer in India, it is winter in Australia, just opposite. Okay. And we have spring in India, it is autumn in Australia. And when we have spring in India, it is autumn in Australia. And when Australia has autumn, we have spring. When Australia has summer, we have winter. Okay, just opposite, because northern hemisphere and southern hemisphere is location. Okay, so this is how revolution of the earth around the sun and the earth's tilted axis causes the season. This is how the season is caused. Okay, and this is what is the rotation and the revolution. Rotation means, okay, day and night. Okay, existence of day and night. And revolution means changes of the season. So here we end with our today's chapter. So I will be uploading the question answer of my previous chapter, as well as one small notice. Okay, on Saturday I am going to take your test of chapter 1 of SST. So be prepared. You will be given a limited time to complete the given test questions and for the submission also. So be well prepared for your test. Thank you.